Welcome back. Well, after holding interest rates steady, Reserve Bank Governor Michelle Bullock warned she's not confident the federal government can make any meaningful impact on housing supply within the next 2 years. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is National Senator M.Canavan and 3AW9 News reporter Heidi Murphy. Good to see you both this morning. Matt, let's start off with you. Pretty scathing review from the RBA Governor there.
Well, it's understandable because this government's been making a lot of promises to increase housing supply. It has not done that. It's implemented this with a lot of fanfare. The Future Housing Fund barely built any houses, so it's unclear how that could change in the next 2 years. I mean, but this is not just a supply issue. There's also the demand, and the government keeps adding fuel to the house price fire that is burning the ambitions, the dreams of young Australians to afford a home. They're now putting in effectively low doc loans to people to put more cash into the system. They're doing nothing to solve the mass migration issue we've got. The Prime Minister said he would halve migration last year. He'd promised that before the election. He's going to get nowhere near it. And we just can't keep taking in the amount of people we are when we clearly cannot build the houses to keep a roof over people's heads.
Yeah, I mean, housing is the issue, and as Matt points out there, Heidi, the government is trying to help, perhaps not necessarily effectively. I mean, the new scheme that comes into effect today, all well and good to give first home buyers that 5% off their deposit, but how much does it really help? I mean, we know that it's also going to drive up prices, but there's not even enough to go round.
Yeah, it will certainly help first home buyers, sure, help them out a little bit, but it absolutely does nothing for the supply side of things, only adds to the demand side of things, will drive up prices further, which does end up disenfranchising everybody. It is all well and good for both state and federal governments to have lofty targets. I think the Treasurer called them ambitious but achievable targets yesterday. We're going to need to see those housing approvals moving in a much higher direction instead of going backwards, as we've just seen over the last month or two. It's incredible.
Well, that's right. I mean, and councils can be such a roadblock when it comes to this stuff as well. Sure. But, Matt, that housing fund from Labor, it's supposed to build 40,000 homes by 2028. It's barely skimmed the surface. But I feel like this is an issue that both sides of government haven't been able to get right for decades now. What would you do differently? How would you improve the housing situation right now for those desperate to get in?
I deliver on what I said the Prime Minister should have, and that is to halve migration, probably even further than that. But that's the prime driver right now. And look, there's no doubt it takes time to build houses now, in this country. It's not going to do something. Sorry?
You still need people to live somewhere now.
Well, of course, but if you stop the increase in the inflow, that is going to free up more homes for Australians. We do build 180-odd thousand homes a year. The issue is we've been taking in 500,000 people a year through the migration program. And so what we should do is those new builds, those new housing builds that we can still do, around 200,000 a year, should be reserved first for Australians that live here, rather than taking in more people than we can sustainably accept without crushing the dreams of young Australians to afford a home. So for young Australians, we should be slashing the migration intake. That is the fastest and quickest way we can help people get into their own home. It does take time to build new homes. We should do that too. I think we should build new cities in regional areas as well. We can't keep cramming people into just Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. But of course that will take a lot of time. In the short term, let's cut that migration intake and give young Australians a break.
Yeah, would you halve it or go even further, Matt?
Oh, I mean, halving it's pretty significant as it is.
I think we should go much further. We should. It's at 500,000. It should be below 200,000. Should be back towards the long-term average of 190,000. Probably should take it a bit below that for now.
Small businesses
to catch up,
would love that, as well as our nursing sector and our. Anyway, the list goes on. But look, this isn't an issue.
The economy is sizable.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be sizable.
This isn't an issue that we've woken up to.
Young Australians deserve a home. I think that's more important.
All right.
We closed our border during COVID. Things still survived.
Everyone was staying home.
I'm just saying we get sustainable.
Okay, there are a few things to unpack there. Anyway, let's not go back to COVID because I think we've all got PTSD from that. Let's move on now, shall we? And Heidi, Communications Minister Annika Wells has come under fire for being apparently too soft on Optus. She did say that she was new to the portfolio and she had to speak with everyone to get a better picture of what was going on. Is the criticism she's facing justified?
Absolutely, it's justified. You can't say you're a new minister several months in. I mean, I expect you to hit the ground running. I think we all have a fair enough expectation of our 000 system working effectively. Whether she's a new minister or not is beside the point. A couple of years ago, there was a mass outage. Last year, we've had recommendations on the books since early last year for some pretty serious changes, and those changes aren't in effect.
That's
so the last minister, this new minister, come on, get it happening. A change of minister doesn't mean things stop down. There's still the staff in the background doing all hopefully, doing all of the work to get these things happening.
And a handover at least, I guess.
Yeah.
Matt, at least laws to beef up, 000 watchdog will be introduced in the coming weeks.
Finally.
So there is some progress.
But you can't use it's my first day on the job. You can't use that excuse as a Minister of the Crown.
Oh, she didn't say that.
You've got an area of responsibility. You need to take responsibility. And, there seems to be a government that's just running on cruise control. They don't do anything. They don't make any real decisions. I mean, get on with it and just take action to make things better for Australia.
All right, guys, it's International Coffee Day. How many of these brews have you had so far?
2 for me.
2, Matt?
Yeah.
I've had a doppio. I had 2 shots. Probably need 3.
We're all fueled up this morning.
Look, there'll be about 5 or 6 more before the end of today. I skew the average.
Honey.
I think... What?
That's too many, sister. That's too many.
It's International Coffee Day. I might even go as high as 10
enough.
today.
All right, guys, cheers
One
to that.
before bed. That's good.
Thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it, Charles.
You do you.